Any way you can get better mic quality, Cooper? It's so hard to hear you. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, I'm literally just, I was trying to get like, I was trying to find some like long, like I was hoping it like popped up like a big old like Cadillac, but not freaking. Yeah, I'm screenshotting the bottom one. Hmm. Oh, not how you spell. So if you're wanting to feel the most comfiest ride ever, then get it. I mean, you want like like if you want a comfy, smooth ride, you don't want to feel the bumps, the potholes in the road, then get it because you're gonna feel like I said earlier, driving on clouds. You know, like you're just feel super nice. Ooh. Yeah. Sure, my turn. My turn. My turn. I got two nasty ones. Like this is okay. All right. Listen up. The Porsche 918 is the best supercar in the Holy Trinity. Let me say it again. The 916 is the best supercar in the Holy Trinity. I have a photo here. I have one pulled up on the stream. What? I okay. hold on, hold on. Hear me out. Look, look, hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm gonna say this pretty much exactly what Max says. The LaFerrari is by far is the best. It sounds it has the looks. It literally defines the Holy Trinity, right? Like when you think of in my opinion, when I think of if someone says, "Oh, I saw a card from like Holy Trinity," I'm thinking LaFerrari. Like that's just like iconic. It's an iconic Ferrari. We can all like yeah. So so LaFerrari is like the Holy Trinity looks. That defines the supercar Holy Trinity. The P1 is about the power, right? You would you say? I mean that P1 it hauls. I just think I just think we gotta. I I think that 918 is just kind of underrated. I think it kinda just gets passed down from these 2 McLaren, LaFerrari. I mean, they've been making hypercars, supercars for, like, that's literally their entire baseline of is just hypercars. But then Porsche comes out here and just says, "Hey, look what we can do." This is you can even consider this a halo car. But I just think the Porsche, because it's I think Porsche is gonna be, like, the most reliable supercar you can get there, in my opinion. I just think and taking away my whole hot take. Hold on, sorry. Let me finish what I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna let you guys just talk the rest. The one thing I love about the 918, it's hard you could take the top off. I mean, you're gonna go driving down on a Sunday cruise and, like, along the coastline. I mean, that's gonna be the most fun. I just think I don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I love the P1. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely love the LaFerrari. I just think the 918 just gets slept on, in my personal opinion, which is why I put it at the top. But I just LaFerrari best sounding, left P1 best, just you know, freaking. It's just the most powerful, and then I just think the 918 is just a sleeper. I mean, the photo that I'm looking at right now, the white on it just looks clean. But all right, I'm done talking. Let me see what you guys say. Mhm. Mhm. Holy shit. Holy shit. I Mhm. Oh, yeah. Side note, viewers, we have not s none of us has seen the LaFerrari. I've only seen it once for, like, a quit, like, 5 seconds in Monterey Car Week. So we seen the majority of us have seen the 918 and the P1 and have heard it, have gone up close to it. I mean, well, besides the LaFerrari from Max, but we kind of. Alright, go ahead. I just like the back of the 918. Yeah, I agree. Mhm. So they screw it, make the other one better. Mhm. We can all say the LaFerrari is like the holy trinity car because it literally has everything, but it's just personal favorite is different. Yeah. By the way, you guys, sorry, 5 minutes left on this topic, and then before we're done. Oh, we'll talk about it later. Now we're getting off topic here. Hold on. There you go. Now we're on topic. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Attempt to make a response in the first place.
Just
Anyway, what was I going to say?
Hold on, guys. Hold on, chat. I'm so sorry. I don't know how, but the audio was messed up in that Holy Trinity phrase. I don't know what happened. I was just doing the stream. Like,
Yeah,
I meant to leave and rejoin real quick.
Yeah, it's fine. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yeah, just okay. I don't know what happened. I think literally just the entire sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to think on realism scale as well, which I mean, like, it's kind of hard to think of realism when you're talking about like $2.5 million, $3 million hypercars.
Like audio wise, not.
Oh, sorry. I thought I were immediately getting back to the cars. My bad. I was gonna say, yeah, audio wasn't that bad on my end. No, it's fine.
Anyway,
like for me, it's
P1 is like the pinnacle of engineering. Is like a pinnacle in engineering. You know, you have turbos and stuff too, which increases the pressure and the power. Like, who doesn't want more horsepower? Like, I like the LaFerrari because I had looks, but I say both of those are better than the 918. There's like.
Yeah, again, like people would argue that I don't understand how people say this, but people say like the 918 is boring, but
it is.
Well,
in what way?
That's kind of crazy.
You're taking an 800 horsepower car. It's faster than the P1. Accelerates better traction.
Look at it.
It does look at it. I'm not gonna lie, it does look pretty bad.
Which one?
It's not my fault that the 918 influenced Porsche styling for the next 2 decades, because they realized how much that styling was like. I was going to say, if styling like that is really, really popular, then they're going to keep it and like use it in the next couple cars. So
they make the same thing.
That's what McLaren did with the 675 and the 650.
Porsche just like overrated.
Bro, no, you didn't say that. No, you just didn't say that, bro. Okay, no, hold on. Pause. Time out. Hold on.
Pointing out an inconsistency in his point real quick, though. I'm pointing out an inconsistency. You guys failed to realize that McLaren did the exact same thing. The 765 LT looks pretty similar to the P1 styling. They took inspiration off that styling.
Actually, you're right.
So yeah, and I was going to say the only reason why like the LaFerrari didn't do it, but I feel like they kind of tried to reserve that because like they're kind of proving the point, like, oh yeah, Halo car. Whereas like, don't get me wrong, the 12 cylinder is similar to the F80, but I was going to say the only people that didn't copy like design language from previous cars was Ferrari out of those three.
I like McLaren because for more an engineering perspective, because they mix a bunch of different techniques to create horsepower. So they use higher pressures by using turbos. They use kind of large-ish engines, and they have a decent amount of cylinders. So it's like an in-between of all three of the ways to create power, not just focusing on just hammering down the RPM or creating a bunch of turbos or something like that.
Yeah, that's fair. Just like kind of balancing it all on all fronts. That's an argument that I can.
It's just well balanced and well thought out engineering. That's what I like about it.
Yeah, even,
that's fair.
Even the control system is like well thought out and like well built enough to like literally be able to control how much angle you want when you drift.
But that's like the
I
same
do
with
be honest, they do
the other
put-
cars as well.
They did.
So-
Yeah, I
McLaren did definitely
Another
put a
car.
ton of
I don't think
effort.
there's any other manufacturer that does that.
It's not. Pardon me.
I don't think there's any other manufacturer that does that.
That does what in specific?
The traction control system,
Oh,
McLaren does,
that
or
type.
like they did with the 720.
I mean, Ferrari does that, but more advanced, like with their curse system, like using whatever leftover power. Like they're still able to turn it like straight into traction. Like that's another reason why I think the Ferrari is so cool because Ferrari already does like Formula One, like has sort of like some Formula One heritage, but as well as like having all that, they're able to include like the Formula One curse system. So like all like the don't get me wrong, the P1 has boost as well, but like all the out of the corner, like it regens all the power that you lost, turns it right into energy, and then right as you leave the corner, it whatever it sends all of that right back to the wheels. That way you can get on the gas and accelerate faster. So like there's that whole thing with the what's it called, the Holy Trinity. I think the LaFerrari could have beat the 918 like in some different circumstances just because of how advanced that system is.
I wasn't talking about the electrical system. I was talking about the traction control.
Yes, but that's a similar wavelength with the whole technological standpoint.
Okay.
Sure, yeah, McLaren put a lot of technology into the into the P1. Yeah, that makes yeah. But I'm just saying the 918. I don't know. Yes, McLaren put a crap ton of effort into the P1, and don't get me wrong, I love the P1. I just think the 918 is just that little bit of like it's a little better than
just to be clear for the viewers watching, this is like not throwing shade to any of these cars. Like I still love all of these cars. I still would take a P1 any day of the week. It's literally just preference based on like what we've seen, like what information we've taken in about the cars. And I was gonna say, I'm gonna go back to that track race. Don't get me wrong, numbers aren't everything, but with considering the Porsche has like what 863 brake horsepower.
Hold on,
it was not what I expected beating. It was not what I expected beating the P1 in the LaFerrari. And there was some certain factor that had to whatever come to play there because
listen,
if it's not speed, then it's either like mid-range acceleration. Like maybe it just accelerates back better after a certain miles per hour, but then or just straight up traction.
So look,
like it just kind of
the 918 has 787 horsepower. The P1 has all of
787. It's like 863. This is not 787.
Did I read that right?
I don't know where you're getting that statistic from. No, it's like 863.
887. 887.
Yes, there you go.
Sorry,
887. That sounds correct.
LaFerrari.
Like 950?
That's
not what I asked for. That's what? Okay,
I think it was around 975.
It's like 9.5-ish.
Yeah.
I think it's like I'm just literally going off Forza statistics because which is incredibly inaccurate to be clear. It's got 960 horsepower on the stock model according to Forza, but they're incredibly inaccurate with the statistics in this game. So I think it's probably around like 950, like 950.
Maybe 950. There it goes.
Like around 950-ish.
Okay.
And then I know the P1 is 903 because I still remember that statistic from the Grand Tour.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. What's the next? I think we could call that a good discussion.
Yep.
Ish.
Yeah.
Cooper.
Can I just say this one thing?
Sure.
It's the end of discussion, but if you want to.
My life.
Say that one more time.
Flat out. I would never buy a Ferrari in my life.
Kind of true. They're kind of an annoying company. And like personally,
the company's reputation.
I think Lamborghini is better. Just to be honest, like if I want to get a car like that, I want to take a Lamborghini.
I think I'll definitely put Lamborghini over Ferrari in a heartbeat.
The only thing that like can back that for me is the LaFerrari and like the Ferrari 458. The 458 Italia and the Specail are some of the best supercars ever created. They sound some of the best. Like it's just the only. I guess this could be our next debate topic. Like
that's Cooper's debate topic.
Why Ferrari? Yeah, exactly. Why Ferrari is Ferrari is this like Like I hate like the whole cease and desist thing. Like yeah, I'm okay with like don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge fan of car modification, but you should be able to like you're the one who's paying like $400,000 for the car in the first place. Like just because like you
That's
you had to buy 3
extremely
other
annoying.
Ferraris.
I can 100% agree with that.
And you probably bought 3 other Ferrari models just to acquire the car that you paid for. Like I think you guys heard about it, but they got into a whole lawsuit with Mansory. Like if you buy like a Ferrari sent to Mansory and then they do like the kit, which don't get me wrong, I think a lot of Mansory kits are overdone. Like, but that doesn't take away from the point. It's like the owners. Like it's like me buying like it's like me like buying
a car. You can do whatever you want with it.
Yeah, it's like me buying food, and then like it's like me buying food. Don't get me wrong, their expiration dates exist, but it's like people telling me like, oh yeah, you can only have 1 bite of like that pizza per day, and like you and if you want to like keep it, then you only have to do this, but you can't just like whatever use it all at once. So I mean, it's kind of a poor analogy, but you guys can kind of see what I'm trying to get the point across. Like they're just notoriously bad with some of that stuff.
They're just
like.
They're just going about
pizza. If you buy this pizza and this pizza and this pizza, and then buy this pizza.
Yeah, which don't be wrong, other car brands like McLaren, Porsche, like Lamborghini, I think, like a lot of car brands do the whole thing, like where you have to buy multiple of their model to even get an allocation. Yeah, Mercedes. I know Porsche does it. I know McLaren does it. Like you have to buy a couple of their other models to get an allocation for like one of their higher trim levels, which I somewhat understand. Like they want to keep it like prestigious and stuff, or like keep the what's it called, they want to keep like the models sort of prestige up and everything. But I think Ferrari's just going about it the complete wrong way. If you want to like keep prestige up or like just reputation, then that's not how you go about it. You don't just like not allow people to do certain like the car do things for like what they paid for.
And Ferrari has not been doing good either with their new designs. I mean, I absolutely hate the Ferrari F80 exhaust.
The rear of the F80.
Yes. The exhaust. I'm really pissed off. They did it on so many other supercars, and it's just like it's the most ugly thing ever. It's flat down in the middle. It's really elongated. It looks like a rectangle with like a hole. It's just I hate it.
They just went about it the wrong way. Like if they did something like how they did with the 812 comp, like I don't know if you guys remember the like 812 comp, those exhaust pipes. You can flash a picture on stream for to show Anthony, but I think it has the best looking like exhaust ports ever for a car. The way that it comes out from like the bottom like corners, that is something that Ferrari did amazing. Yeah, and like the way that looks, it looks so good.
Personally,
when Ferrari came
tips coming out where that flat square piece would be, that would be good.
Yeah,
I don't where if it just had 8 tips coming out where it is now, that'd be fine.
And the sad thing is, okay, I'm just going to bring this up in general. It seems like a lot of manufacturers are doing this because the Temerario has a similar thing. I'm trying to think of some other cars. The Temerario, the Temerario they actually made it look somewhat decent. I'm still not the biggest fan of it. I still would have preferred the same sort of style as they did with previous models.
Exhaust pipe tuners.
Okay, buddy.
Fair enough, but okay, I'm sorry. It's like an actually valid point because the exhaust pipe is like one, like can make or break at the rear end of a car. Yeah. Like it's like, yeah.
Like,
they've done it on. Go ahead, Anthony.
I'm a big fan of like sometimes like the center mounted quad exhaust. That was kind of sick.
Yeah,
personally.
Yeah, I love the quad exhaust are cool.
I love
one thing. Okay. One thing that the 918 has going for it is exhaust.
Thank you.
The best things ever.
I love the exhaust. This exhaust is sick, and I feel like
thing I actually like about the 918, if I'm being honest.
Thank you.
They
did it with the 600 LT, and like but what I was gonna say, the Ferrari was able to do those the correct exhaust. I'm looking at the LaFerrari right now. It has the two bottom, it has the exhaust coming out the two, like whatever, it's quad exhaust, 2 on either side. They're able to make it look good on that. But on their next, what's it called? Next Halo car, like, why do they have to make it look so bad? Like, I think that's something that more manufacturers should do, like the upper exhaust. I just think it costs a lot more to make it like actually efficient and stuff.
It just
And
does
you have to
not
like
look
you have to
good.
get,
It's just
yeah, that's what I mean.
look at this. The 296 GTS, that center exhaust, what are we doing? It's placed
The
in
front looks
most-
amazing, but the rear is weesh.
It's just placed in the. Ferrari, like ever since the designer left, they're just designing.
Ever since Fernando Farina stopped designing Ferraris, all the design.
I love.
Personally,
Hold on. I love the idea of the Pirasongwe. Yes, Lamborghini made a phenomenal Urus, and I mean those. I mean, you see those things like freaking Miami everywhere. Like that's literally LA vibes. Like starter pack for GTA is the
Kardashian car.
But like, and I'm glad, and I love that they, said Ferrari literally stepped in and said, you know what, we're gonna make our own supercar and we're gonna or SUV and we're gonna make it better. We're gonna make the Pirasongwe with the V12. And you're thinking like, oh gosh, this looks amazing. You pull up the Ferrari SUV, and homie, I don't know what
It looks like.
So Ferrari in general has fallen off. Like Ferrari in general has fallen off. I'm gonna go to Ferrari just in general to change car, like in Forza.
Okay,
like I'm gonna look at some of their models.
Looks good. What the heck?
Like
sports SUVs kind of suck though.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Songway, in my opinion, looks like a GTC for Lusso that's been stretched vertically.
Yeah. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, somewhat. I was gonna say, I'd say just in general though, like neo Ferraris, they just have like I'm looking at. I feel like when they really started to like, I feel like the time when it sort of got worse was after like 2015. Because I'm looking at the cars like the Ferraris 2015 and below. Like you've got the F12 GTF, 458 Speciale, the 498 GTD, which is pretty much just which is literally just kind of a 458, but like just more horsepower and stuff and a little bit more advanced. Which it's fine.
The front end of the loft
and then
is not bad. The back end is where I have a lot of.
It's amazing.
Yeah, the back
on the
way better.
How many Max?
On the Pirasongwe.
How many hours a day do you?
I thought you said the loft.
Sorry.
Max, how many hours a day do you spend looking at cars' rear end?
24 hours every single minute. I'm classes because I'm looking at some rear ends of these beautiful cars.
Yeah. No, it's like that's
8 hours a day.
It's like I'm sorry, but people don't realize that's what everybody's whatever behind you is going to be looking at, and especially if you have a powerful car that can outrun everybody, that's what they're going to be seeing. They're not going to be seeing your front end because you're going to be passing them. So it's
my
what does he
exhaust
say?
look?
It's just exactly. Like what does it? I was going to say just. Yeah, I don't really know how that works. But
if any car just to pick the best exhaust, it'd probably be the 918. I just love top exhaust. It's just like fine.
And the 600 LT, 918. What else? There's a couple other good ones. I can't remember off the top of my head.
I think you already said that, but 600 LT.
That's what I just said.
Okay.
That's what I just said. Yeah, 600 LT, 600 LT, 918, and then I know that I'm missing one. I can't remember what it is.
Hold on. I think.
I said it earlier.
Going back to the Ferrari, look, what are your thoughts on the 12-cylinder?
Ass.
I don't know.
Absolute ass.
I personally like it, actually. There's definitely things that they could have done to make it look better, but I saw one in black, and then with like the Novitec exhaust, because like it doesn't really sound that great for manufacturer, but the Novitec exhaust, and I saw one in full black. Ben, go on. Was gonna say flash a picture of like a 12-cylinder in all black, and I think it had some mods done to it.
Terrible. That's garbage.
Let me check stream real quick, but I think it looks amazing. Let me go to it real quick.
Gosh, I wouldn't drive that. I would not drive that.
I wouldn't.
Let me search a
Hold on. I don't know. Oh yeah, those rims are the rims on it. It's trash. That's not a good photo.
Rims are garbage.
Okay, that's not the correct picture. There was a really cool picture that I saw on Instagram, and it was a modded one. Look for a modded.
Google.
Look up like
Google.
looking.
Could be better for result. I don't know why.
look up a modded 12 cylindry in all black, because I saw one on Instagram and it was like it literally like Blake Sandberg, the guy who owns like a Mercy and Gallardo around here, it literally changed his mind on the 12 cylindry because he was the same way that you guys were, but it completely like 180 changed his mindset on the car because that's how good it looked. Like I'm gonna see if I can find it and then I'll try to send like a picture to you, Ben. That way you can flash it up on screen. But here, 12.
In my opinion, it looks like it's the Cybertruck of like Ferrari.
Holy!
I
I think I made. No,
it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good.
I'm on the edge about it. I feel like this is one of the cars that like I have to see in person to really give a good opinion about it.
Okay. For me, all I'm gonna say is I think it's better than the F80. I think it's better than the F80.
It's worse somehow.
I prefer it over the F80.
I don't know.
I actually kind of like the F80 a bit better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I don't like the look of the F80. And the wing when it's all the way up looks so weird.
It does, but like F80 just
this is
as
the thing.
normally is just better.
This is the thing. Ferrari is just not.
Oh, okay. I think I found it, Ben.
Send it to the.
Do you want me to? Okay, send it to Discord.
Yeah, Discord, and then I'll pick it up.
Okay.
But
yeah, here.
I don't
copy link.
I just think Ferrari has just been selling on
the
looks.
They've fallen off a hill, and they're not going to be able to climb back up it. Is what I'm afraid.
They're done. They're cut.
I think.
Ooh.
I feel like that one looks better.
But still, no.
I don't like that light.
I think there's something off about the profile. I just don't like the profile of the car.
Okay. I think one of my biggest complaints is how long the hood looks.
Exactly.
The hood looks so long.
Yeah. How set back the actual cabin is. No.
Actually,
yeah. I feel like that it was supposed to be the replacement for the 812, but they still made the hood look so long. Like I feel like if they with that styling, they should have just made it mid-engined.
Yeah.
And the front grille and vents are just mediocre.
Yeah, they are odd. I think here, let me take a look at the thing again. To my knowledge, the lights I think look kind of cool. I think the lights look kind of cool because they're sort of angular. I kind of like the lights and stuff, but the rear lights, nah.
On the back, the
lights can't make up for its failure though.
Yeah, like if they change, literally all you do is get a different front bumper for the car.
It looks like a hybrid of old Corvette and a classic Mustang. That's hilarious.
Yeah, no, the rear lights do look like a newest generation Camaro.
Oh, it really
because they've got
that.
Kind of. To me, they look here. Let me look again. Because they sort of have that rectangular look, except they're not split. I don't know if you guys can see where I'm coming from, but it kind of reminds me of that. Because there's this one generation Camaro that looks like that.
Okay.
I think I know exactly.
I think that's. Do you guys feel like that was a good one? Should we move on?
I feel like that's a wrap on Ferrari. Okay, I feel like we should just summarize. Ferrari's going down a hill and it's going down fast.
Ferrari's going downhill.
They've been going down for a while, but they need to I'm still gonna like to see their new cars just because I'm curious. Like the Pure Songway for me was a fine one and done. It was cool to see once, but then after that it's sort of a one and done because you're curious to see how it looks in real life. Because pictures only do it so much justice, and then So I think it is actually almost come full circle. I think it is your turn, Ben.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna say,
but yeah, go ahead.
New Ferraris, it's you have to see them in person to give a good detail. Good description.
Yeah. Okay. I think the what's it called? I think the Puro Sangway is worse in pictures than it is in real life, but it still looks bad in real life.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
It's still bad.
Here is okay. I'm gonna get a crap ton of hate from one person. I don't know if I want to. I don't even know if I want to say it. It's
pick your words wisely, Ben.
No. Hold on. I got.
One sec. Here, one sec. One sec.
I gotta think
won't.
about my thoughts on this one. Wait for Max
Say
until
it.
he's ready.
I'm
waiting for him.
begging you.
When Max is ready, then I'll say it.
I was gonna say, did you see what I sent you?
No.
Okay.
I may blow it on stream.
No, don't do it on stream. Do it on stream.
Yeah,
real.
it's gonna. Maybe.
Okay.
Here. Ready?
Okay, I think I know what you're gonna say, but I think I'm prepared as I'll ever be.
Okay, I'm just gonna say it, and I'm gonna just shut up and listen to what you guys are saying. Okay.
Oh shoot! All
GT3
right.
RS over GT2 RS and GT4 RS.
Oh no, just no. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Porsche in the first place, but like the GT2 is just kind of underrated, definitely undersold compared to the GT3. I think it looks better.
Oh,
And,
okay. I'm sorry, Anthony. One thing I'm going to say is like that's incorrect. The only reason why I undersold is because they didn't make as many GT2 RSs because it was the higher up trim level of the GT3 RS because it was the twin turbo version. So like that's kind of the point. It was like, again, I'm going to bring up this term has been used a lot today, but I mean it's sort of like the halo, like the after the now that the 918's gone, and then we have the potential new 918 predecessor getting unveiled in June.
But yeah, as you just said, it's just a higher trim of like the GT3. Like, what's not to like about it?
Which is valid. I feel like I have to hear like the new GT2 RS versus the GT3.
But
I'm not too big on the sound, but I do love the twin turbos. If you're just going for great power, why not pick the GT2, right?
Yeah, I agree. I do agree in that regard.
Cooper says it's extremely overrated, and yes, there's a lot of kids who don't know anything about supercars and say they love it. But the GT3 RS, the flat six, just sounds amazing. It looks incredible. In my opinion, it's a great track car, and sure. It's heavily overrated. Yes, multiple people glaze it. Yes. But
okay. One thing I will actually say, as soon as you're finish your point, but I will kind of agree with something.
Yes, the GT2 RS is awesome just because it's limited production and that. But I think it just looks amazing. Hold on, I'm about to pull this up. I'm about to find my dream spec one.
Oh no! The GT2 RS looks better than the GT3. Like the front grille, like on the front, is just perfect. It's just better. It's just an upgrade to the GT3.
Okay, what I'm going to say here is like it's kind of the thing that I figure was going to happen. It's the difference in generations. So pretty much it's kind of preference on like 991. Yeah, the 99. Okay, because I will say I would take the 991.2 GT2 RS over the 991.2 GT3 RS. Come out yet? That hasn't came out yet. Like it's just like the reason why some people take like the GT2 RS over the GT3 RS in this situation is purely because difference in generations. Like you could have put the 1.2 over the 2. So like that's just kind of a difference in styling. So we can't really say It's kind of hard to make that argument of like the.
And also, I think this is just like a big Porsche problem. Their cars kind of just look the same too. There's not huge differences, to be honest.
That's kind of the point, though. That's kind of how they sell them, because I think so many people like want the cars and they are able to convince sellers to like, oh yeah, just wait on the next generation. So then like they're able to get the big bucks because the sellers want to get like the new latest and greatest 911 because like they've been waiting because they weren't able to get on the list for the other. So then Porsche just keeps doing that, and because like Porsche wouldn't be doing this if they weren't so successful. And I think besides Tesla, I think Porsche is has the most money like for a manufacturer.
Okay, and then what's your opinion? What's your opinion on the GT4 RS? I actually don't know that much about it.
The GT4, I think it's a really cool. It's like a pocket rocket because it's pretty much a Cayman, which is like a smaller sort of 911 based thing. It's like it's a sports car instead of kind of already like it's like a very base level sports car, whereas the 911 is sort of a higher like whatever mid to higher range sports car, whereas the Cayman is sort of your run of the mill like the base Cayman competes with like the Mark V Supra, the 400Z and stuff, or at least it used to, or maybe it's a little bit faster than that.
The GT4 is
But
a
I think
level from the GT3.
Actually,
and GT2.
Okay. To be honest, I think the GT4 is the best looking out of all the three. To be honest, I think there's just something about it, like the Cayman body, just
I
looks
can
pretty good.
respect it. I think the
respect
thing that I think is for me the coolest thing about it I think is the fact that like it's the smallest one, but I feel like it's as a result it's the most race car ish. It feels like it feels the most like a race car. Because the 911 is pretty much like the 3RS is like a 911 with a bunch of like kit strapped to it, whereas the Cayman feels like a proper race car because it's super small. It's got all the different like parts and stuff. And I do think it is really cool in that regard. I just like it's a car that I don't see enough because people prefer the GT3 RS a lot
Exactly.
more over
It's,
it.
it's overrated,
So-
man. Too many people see it. Like it's drowning out all the other good
It
portions.
looks freaking good, bro. I
Sorry, I'm back.
100% agree with with Anthony's opinion. I mean, yes, the GT4 RS. I'd be
Yeah,
honest.
more GT4s. More GT4s.
I
anything-
hold on. I can agree with
anything
Anthony.
but-
I could agree with Anthony.
Anything but
'cause-
GT3 RSs.
Hold on. I can agree and disagree with Anthony. We need more GT4s because I don't see them that much. But I disagree because we can't remove the GT3 RS, bro. I know.
We can.
I
We can
know-
easily
I know-
remove them, dog.
I know
Yeah,
it's
I mean, I agree with Anthony on this. I'm sorry, but
I
Okay,
know,
one thing-
I know
one thing-
it's highly glazed. I know there's a ton of them on the road. I know it's the freaking like TikTok,
You're
Instagram
glazing with all
car.
your might.
I know.
It's
I
it's the hype car and everything, but it's just like it's not like for no reason. Like
Right.
the car is like that for a reason. Like it
To
would
be
be
honest-
like
in my opinion,
if
I like the GT3RS not because of other people liked it. I saw one on for the very first time at a Cars and Coffee at Town Center, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" I never even heard of this. I'd never even seen it before, and it just came out, and I thought this was awesome. So I just want
do
to
you
say,
remember when we saw it at
yeah.
the you remember when we saw it at the concourse?
Yep,
And it was so cool to see. It was the Visac. It was the
Yep.
green and white.
yep.
It was the coolest car because it was just like sitting behind the cones. Like I was more interested in that than like the F12 TDF and like
Just because
the
that-
other things sitting
and
nearby.
that was and I mean it's Eldorado Hills, so I mean I literally saw a Rolls Royce and a two-tone Maybach driving around today. Like a new car comes out, wait 2 more months, and then it's coming here. So like I just want to say I enjoyed the Porsche GT3 RS before the glaze was even happening. Yes, sure.
sorry, I'm back. I just had to move an engineless Mini into a garage.
Nice.
Exactly.
Yeah, what was I gonna say? I do like wish there was more GT4 RSs around, but I think when we're coming to this topic, I feel like the GT4 RS is probably the best value for money. Like
I
one
can
of
agree
the
with
like
that.
probably one of if not the best value for money track
I
cars that
agree.
exists. And
They're-
like
they're-
493 horsepower, and there's not really much else that you can get with like it's going to be if it punches a lot, whatever punches a lot higher than its actual horsepower suggests. Like
Yo,
kind of,
It's
but
so- like aren't they around like 80,000?
what?
The GT4 RSs?
80,000. Where are you getting that from? You can't buy an R35 for 80,000 anymore.
Yes, you can.
Not anymore.
Yes, you can. I've seen ones for 50 still.
Yeah, because it's a salvage title with 400
Hold
million
on,
miles.
hold on, ladies. Hold on,
No, it
ladies.
isn't. It's
Ladies,
old ones.
ladies.
It's
No,
the
80,
original.
but I'm sorry, 80 grand is like that's so far off. I think it's literally
Ladies.
like around 100 to 120, which
It's-
for
right
like a base
here.
track car.
Right here it
For
says
money.
102.
For way better for less.
Hey, hold on.
What is
Listen, the GT4
The G-
is better for money because it's from according to Google, it's about from 100,000.
for a brand new
No.
track car?
For a
Yeah,
brand-
like it starts at 102 grand for a brand new track car. Like that is actually really good value for money for that much
So-
My
horsepower.
argument.
Hear me out.
My
The
argument.
value-
GT4 is better than the GT3
Eh.
because it's
I-
cheaper,
I feel
right? It makes nearly it makes like was it 15 less horsepower than the GT3.
It
It's
does make
smaller.
make very few less
Oh,
horsepower. Yeah, I do agree.
I don't care
But
about the horsepower on these, in my opinion. In my opinion,
And it's smaller,
No, it's not.
it's easier to handle, it's more track based. It's just like better. It's
What-
just looks cooler in my opinion. But like I just think it's better car. Very underrated at least.
Yeah, okay. I can respect your opinion
yeah,
on it. Okay. My thing is just like all the overhype for the GT3 RS has just created bad rep for it. So I think a lot of people like literally because it's overhyped think a lot less highly than they would normally. So that's kind of my issue with like this whole sort of thing about the GT3 RS because without like the overhype, then like people just like to hate it because it's a popular car. Whereas like
There's a lot
yeah.
better cars you can get for much less.
Oh, you no,
Oh, this-
don't
Definitely
get me
true.
wrong.
No,
Don't get me wrong. The GT3
we're not saying that that's okay. We're not saying that you can't.
Don't get
We're
me-
just saying
don't-
that it's still like fairly respectable.
Don't get
And,
me
like,
wrong.
it's still an amazing car.
The GT3 RS 992 is heavily overpriced. I mean, they're going for like 600,000. They're like expensive.
Like 400.
Yeah.
400.
Yes, they're expensive. Yes, it's not maybe sure for some people. Yes, the GT4 RS is better for the money value. I can 100% agree with Anthony and what you're saying, Cooper. I just think the GT3
Yeah.
RS, in my opinion, looks better. In my
Yeah,
opinion,
exactly.
yes, the GT4 RS
And that's
is,
just an opinion.
is better.
In my
for
opinion,
price.
you should look at the GT4 RS right now. You should
Oh, I
take
have it popped up. Look.
take a look at it.
Yes, it looks
No,
amazing.
bro, I'd love to. I hope we see some at the show tomorrow.
Yeah.
I was
Don't
gonna
get me
say,
wrong. If you hand me one of these, I'm gonna be I mean, I could take any of these two. I mean, literally
okay,
any of these three. But if you're telling me to choose one, just one, GT3.
Just one, then the GT2. It's just a better GT3 basically. Like I don't
well,
see your point.
okay, well, again, we have to. It's based off generation. It's like it's different generation.
Generation.
So you have to, yeah. So like, I
It's
was
just
gonna say,
Based off generation.
we haven't. Yeah, so I was gonna say, if we're talking, we can't really talk about. We can't really take the 992 GT3 RS into consideration as the 992 GT2 RS isn't out yet. So we'd be talking about 1.2 versus 1.2, and I do agree that the 1.2 2 RS over the 1.2 3 RS. Like I do agree with that.
I still would take a Turbo S over any of the GT.
now we're bringing the Turbo S.
I just
Honestly, I think they do look a bit
The
better.
The
Turbo S's, yeah.
It's kind of the Turbo S is like the Turbo S like the daily driver supercar, whereas like the GT3 RS is the weekend like track car they take out to the racetrack, and then you go hit a couple of the Nürburgring. So it's different. It's different purposes. That's why it's different models and stuff, and that's why like different horsepower, etc.
I just don't know. I don't know if I like the Turbo S that much.
Well, the thing
No,
is,
I want to
you
hear
can
your
still
opinion.
take the Turbo S to a track, and it will still beat. It will probably still beat a 911 GT3 RS, if I'm being honest.
Around where?
Yeah,
Where would it be a 911 GT3 RS?
I can probably any like.
It wouldn't beat it on a race course ever. There's a reason why the 3RS is the lap record Nürburgring holder and almost beat a car with double its horsepower, whereas the Turbo S has set like lap times, but it's not as fast because it weighs about 1,000 more pounds. It's 4-wheel drive, like it's not as geared towards like that's a lot more geared towards like comfort and like more supercar-ish stuff. Whereas the GT3 RS is like pure stiff suspension, like carbon fiber seats, like
look at this.
like a package that'll shave off 1/10 of a second on the Nürburgring if you equip it.
So the freaking GT3, the Turbo S. Hold on, if I'm reading this correctly. The S trim has 640 horsepower. GT3
Yeah, and then the It's like five. I think it's 518 horsepower. The 3RS.
But I honestly
yeah.
don't. Yeah,
Or around there.
502. But I honestly don't really care about
502.
the horsepower on it. In my
No,
personal opinion on this type of car.
No, horsepower is like Okay, well, actually, I know what the topic is,
All right, so
which will happen.
S is like a cruise. It's like a more of a luxury kind of 911 speed. If that makes it, that's kind of complicated, but
It's like a Huracan competitor.
yeah.
You can still do the suspension mode to have a sport mode.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
I
yeah,
just
Cooper, you
think
can do that with every car. No crap.
It's more subtly looking and not like at tracky looking as the GT.
And it's not as track focused in general.
This is
Yeah,
more
it's
like
track
a
focused.
cruise on a highway, like gunning it and like stuff like that. This is where you take this
But
thing
it's
out the
not
track
meant
day.
for, I guess, curving and whatever. Too
I
much.
think you can put a U
The Turbo S is a more practical, as a more practical 3RS, but it has more horsepower and it's more geared towards like launch and
Yes.
less geared towards corners. And that's literally kind of
Exactly.
where the argument ends in that regard, because they serve completely different purposes. So it's like comparing apples and oranges with those.
I was going to say the exact same thing. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Anthony. Okay. Well, at least thank you, Anthony, because I just was hoping that you're on the same wavelength as us, because I do agree with a lot of the things that you're saying, but you just like it's comparing a car that's like completely different. So yeah.
What were you saying, Cooper?
I still agree with Anthony that Porsche is mostly overrated.
Yeah.
And I'm frankly fucking tired of Porsche winning on everything. So
Porsche's just too good. They have to win at everything.
Porsche is too dang
Okay,
good.
that's not funny.
go away.
That's why. Why do you think people love Porsche so much? Because they keep winning. They can't lose.
Underdogs though.
Yeah, so it's not my problem. It's a skill issue for everybody else.
Like the New York Knicks, right? You know, my heroes.
Hold on. I want to go back.
That's it. I don't like them.
I want to go back.
They don't make that good. They don't change design. They don't do anything different. They don't make anything that looks
They don't need to.
good
Well,
anymore.
they don't need to, because they're going to sell
They
more
don't
than
need
any. They're not going to sell more than
Look,
McLaren and Ferrari and Lamborghini will combine.
in my
It
personal
with the
opinion,
same model.
They're complacent. They're complacent making the same thing over and over again. It's
in my
actually
opinion,
going to
though,
like.
I love.
It's because
I hate that.
it's because it works. They wouldn't be
In my
doing it.
opinion-
It wouldn't be doing it if it didn't work.
hold on.
It wouldn't be.
In my
Keep
It
feeding
wouldn't.
the syrup. Keep feeding the syrup, boy. Keep
In-
feeding back into the market, boy.
In my opinion, I
Encouraging this behavior.
like companies who do that though. If they keep the car similar from the last one, they can't just make a quick pop out of nowhere change that completely changes the look. I like them slowly developing. If you look at the Porsches from the 80s to the 90s, you can tell that they look the same. Like I personally,
There's a difference between slight progression and just staying completely the same with the most minor upgrades. No way. Look, this year, upgrade the headlights just a little bit. You can barely tell.
I could
That's crazy,
And,
right?
and it's just like it's a change in the front bumper, but do you know why? It's literally called a facelift. It's the 992.2, so it's the same
It's
generation, but it's a
0.2.
facelifted version, because the 991 has been their most successful generation so far, and like they continue building it because of how much it's blown up. So like there's a reason why. Like you don't have to like it or like buy it or anything. Like go ahead and hate don't hate the player, hate the game, hate the people that are buying them. But there's a reason why there's a reason why they're building so many of them. It's because it works so well and because they're such good cars. So there's just like you can't. I'm sorry. That's just straight up factual information. Like you can't argue with the facts. So like I know you don't get me wrong. I love if Porsche builds some like different models and stuff.
yeah.
And then kind of had like the 911 in their back pocket for other things. But again, hate the people buying them, not like the people who actually like them, because there's really nothing you can do. People are still going to continue buying them, and it's still probably the most popular sports car ever to be built in the entire world history.
And they just can't lose their reputation. Like dog, like please, somebody help humble them so bad right now.
Look at this side by side.
I mean,
This is the 50 years difference. I mean, literally looks like the lights that they keep the same. You know, they keep the iconic Porsche the same. They keep the same, like, I don't know if there's a side photo. They keep like the same, like, you know, the arch. Look, it literally keep the same body style as it. I don't want, you know, major big changes to it because they're trying to keep the
Look.
style to keep up with everybody else, with keeping the style on it to look the same. They're not just going to say, "Oh,
exactly, and that's kind of the point. There's so much heritage behind the car that they've just like continued doing it, and like they just rework it because they realize that people are still going to buy them anyway. If there's like, there'll definitely be a design change at some point that people don't like, but
Do you know why the 911 was a good car in the first place? Because it was new, revolutionary. It was good at its time. It did the best. It was, the best engineered, best in its time, basically, right?
and it was the rear engine sports car that just would never get dethroned. Like I don't think there's any other rear engine sports cars that even put a finger up to the 911. Like I can't think of any other like properly rear engine sports cars off the top of my head anyway.
Then they complacent. They don't want to redesign. They don't want to get back to the
they don't
heritage of
need
doing.
to. They don't need a
engineering.
switch all of a sudden. I mean, they're trying to keep the same style.
They do.
I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason why they're doing all this, and
Dude.
that's just going to be my point over and over again. Like, if they wouldn't be doing this if it
I'm
wasn't
just
working.
saying.
So, like, yes, I agree that they should be doing more and stuff, but like the new, like the past few generations have been terrible examples because they've literally just done like they've had the new generation and they've had a facelift version, and then they have a new generation and then they have the facelift version. That's how they've been doing it the past while because they see if that sticks, and then.
Yeah, you two just keep on eating the Porsche syrup. You keep on just gooning over Porsche. They're doing the same thing over and over.
Different thing.
No, I'm not. We're not.
But I
gooning
like
over
it though. I
Porsche.
like that they're doing the same thing. They don't need major change. It's the 911. It's supposed to keep the iconic look of all the cars. It doesn't of their generation. They don't need
Look.
to switch.
And I think it's the longest
If they're
lasting
gonna make-
sports car.
If they're gonna make a big
Change.
change, make a big new car, not a big new 911. If the 911 itself is supposed to keep those people were young from this era to the new era, showing that the same car.
I understand keeping the car at least slightly recognizable, but you can do more than like change the headlights and change just like the
I think we
front
can-
bumper. That's okay.
Okay,
That's-
okay,
you can do
Anthony,
more
I'm
than-
sorry, but these are just 4 examples because you know the
Yeah.
difference between a facelift and a new generation. So like they've been doing a lot of facelifts recently because they realized how well this new generation has worked.
But
But
yeah,
we'll start
the new
drawing off the
generation
discussion
is-
here.
yeah.
We'll start drawing off the discussion here. Like I'm still
just
gonna
saying
like them and everything, and like
I'm just saying
yeah.
I
they're
still
not pushing the boundaries enough.
every-
That's just my thing is they're not pushing the boundaries enough. They should be.
Yeah,
If
They
they
should-
want to
yeah.
push the boundaries, they'll make a new car.
that's
I
fair enough.
still-
And they're gonna unveil the response to the McLaren W1 and the Ferrari F80 this next month.
Because the Porsche,
which
I'm
is
sorry, I just
literally just the street version of their LM hypercar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's going to be like
Anything.
it's going to be a road legal version, but it's going to likely do what turns out to be like the ninth sort of that concept, like the Mission R or whatever. It's probably going to be the next
Legal.
what's it called, hypercar.
Exactly. These Porsche engineers can't come up with a single unique idea in their life, dog.
They can't.
It's because okay. Well, you guys are missing the point entirely. It's because they
Yeah.
don't need. So
They don't
like
need
why?
the
and-
90s.
Who
Anthony-
cares if they don't need to, dog? I'm
Anthony,
not
why-
saying I don't care because they don't need to.
Anthony, why work extra hard to get straight A's when you can get C's and stuff, and then like make the same amount of money, and then get the same amount of
True.
stuff? Like that's there. So you guys can hate on it as much as you want, but there's nothing that you can.
Wouldn't you
Yes,
want to
yes.
risk to make a little more? That's just my point.
Yeah.
Honestly, some of the times you don't, because if you make a poor market decision, then you you end up losing tons of money, and Porsche's just going to continue doing what they know how to do best, and that's making
I
the
see
911.
your point.
So
Okay, I'm just little tangent here, but like the whole point of capitalism, the whole thing, what America made America the greatest like center of innovation in like the early 1900s or whatever, was because people took a risk, because people wanted to change things, because they wanted to progress.
This is Germany we're talking about. This ain't no American-made car. This is
True,
Germany.
true. It's
Yeah,
Germany.
The reason why is
Porsche's
Germany,
not an American car.
It's Germany.
reason why is we're not still fighting with Germany is because they've produced cars like this.
Okay, that's kind of
Okay, well, okay, that's kind of crazy, but
I know it's very bold, but I just wanted to say that because I thought it'd be funny.
Anthony. Well, like, you gotta agree with me on this.
yeah.
The 911 is literally just a glorified Beetle.
that is the
Beetle,
most.
That's
Okay, I'm sorry,
big
Anthony
ball.
disagrees with you as well. Cooper, that is the most like wrong and incorrect take I've ever heard in my life. The only thing that those two have in common is that they have seats, wheels, an engine, and a rear, and that they're rear engined. Those are like the only things that things have in common, and that they have steering wheel, seats. They may have like a
Engine.
seat. They may have a seat just a
Because
seat
Volvo
adjuster.
owns
They may be
Porsche.
similar size. There's nothing in common.
Yeah,
So
how do
Cooper,
you-
you're just getting
I
getting
need to
mad
find a
at this
picture. I need
point.
to find a picture. I need to find a picture. How do you spell Beetle? I
It's
can't.
It's a double E.
Oh, double
E.
I'm just
E-L-E.
saying, hold on, I just want to say this
It-
with the 911, without getting into rep. The 911, they don't need to change much with it because it's been an iconic and
No, that's kinda-
Hold on. Hear me out. They don't need
Just
to
say it's
change.
fine,
Yes, they definitely need to do some updates, and yes, these past couple generations are not the best examples of it. But they don't need
discussion.
to change. They don't need to change it much because it's been it's a Porsche. It's been iconic. They've been selling them good, selling them a lot. Yes, the generations now don't look up much, but they don't need to. And if they need to make a big change, then make a new car.
Then they would.
And then they would. That's why they're trying to do the GT3 RS, the GT2, and all those other higher up GT3s and 2s. So just saying.
And that's just
Okay,
it.
That's my final take.
Let me-
It's my final take.
No, let me restate. So basically, you're saying it's okay to make the same version of the car if the people keep eating the syrup, if they just keep on liking it.
Exactly.
Precisely.
Bro, that's
Bruh.
And
bro.
if you have an issue with it, then go hit up like Samuel from Porsche Rockland or whatever, the guy they keep on seeing on my Instagram. Like, just if you have an issue, then you're talking to the wrong people. But we're going to continue liking it, and you can just quite frankly
Sure, the
suck
911
if you have an issue with it.
for not a lot of people. Not a lot of people. Not a lot of people can agree with the 911, but I just don't I just think they just don't need to do. Yes, they do definitely do for when they make a big change, like a whole new generation of it. Yes, they definitely have a difference from the old one, just so they can't copy it. But they don't need a huge, quick shift change. They don't need to just scrap for them when this iconic look from the 50s straight to
They would change it if they. And if you guys can keep hanging on it,
They're
but
too,
you
they're
can just
too scared to. They're just too scared to change anything. Dog.
They don't need to take risks.
Okay.
They
Anthony,
got so many other
Anthony,
good
why would-
brands
why-
or good models.
Anthony.
Excuse me.
They're pussies.
Anthony, changing something if it worked so well, it'd be like, oh, you tie your shoes the same way, and you're gonna do it like the same way for the rest of your life. Why would you change it and like take a risk on trying to do it a different way if you've been doing the same way like for 40 years?
I would because
You
what if it's
would.
better? What if it keeps my shoe ties long? Yeah, I would.
Yeah, you think
Simple.
Porsche didn't do that with the Cayman? They've had new models, like they have the
That's what they're trying to
Cayman, they
do
have
with
the
the Cayman. That's what
new.
they're trying to do with the Cayman. They're trying to make the Cayman look better.
Yeah, and like
I
they
like
have
that.
they have the Dakar. They revived the Dakar and stuff. So like
Pretty
they're
cool.
not. It's not. They're not. Yeah, exactly. It's like
Max,
they're still.
It's still
Why don't
minimal.
you
It's still minimal
family-
stuff.
Yeah, it's fine. But like if you have an issue with it, hate the player, not the game. Like to be clear, we're the players, not the game. So if you guys have an issue with you guys don't need to talk to us about it. You guys can just kind of keep it. You guys can just kind of suck it up and move on. Because that's quite frankly the end of the discussion. If you hate Porsches and stuff, like you hate that they're doing the same pretend like that they blow up and stuff and whatever, as much propaganda that as you want.
What
they don't
are
work
you
and
on
stuff.
about, Mac?
Who's
No,
gonna-
I mean, like if you really hate Porsches that much, then yeah, then
Hate
like
Porsches, then
don't complain to
buy
us.
one.
Don't complain to us and stuff because we already know, like we already understand. Like I agree too, but there's nothing that we can do. We're 16-year-olds sitting playing video games and talking on a live
Holy-
stream on YouTube. So
Do you think I'm taking this seriously? I am not, dog.
yeah,
Chill
no,
out.
I just am saying, like I just am bringing up that point because like I know someone is. So
Okay, we're gonna change the subject because it's getting a
I-
little too deep on
yeah.
here. Hold on. This
Yeah,
is
no,
No,
hold on.
It was fun. It was fun though. It was fun though.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Yeah, it was.
But we're just gonna switch it up because it's been like actually like 45 minutes at least.
It's actually been a while. It's been a while.
So this is
Yeah.
my final take on after embracing all of this. Yes, Porsche does need to change their 911 models coming generations,
Okay,
but they just
that's all I needed to hear.
they just don't need to make a
Yeah.
big change. They just don't need to make a
Yeah.
flip the script,
It's just
whole new like
it's
a whole new
unnecessary.
thing.
It's unnecessary.
Can
Yeah,
we all?
I'd like if
They
they.
would if they needed to, and you don't have to like it or anything, but it's just So like it's like
Personally-
and I still like them, but and there's nothing that's going to change that. But yeah,
I just appreciate a lot of, especially like just engine changes too, just the engineering. But like that's just me personally.
yeah, no,
And
they're
that
making
happened
hybrids
before.
now.
Flat six.
They're
has
doing
done well
hybrids in
for
the new
them, though.
Ferras, and exactly, and like the again, people talk about how good that A's and a V straight sixes sound good. Like who knew that a straight six would sound better than a V6?
Mhm.
So
Straight engines, okay. Take straight engines sound better than V engines. Okay.
in a lot of cases, that's not controversial. I would agree. Straight
Yeah.
12 sounds so cool.
Yeah,
You ever
this
like a straight
sounds
12 on
sick.
like an old like LM like a old like 917K or like on an old like Ferrari like it does sound super cool. So I do think that straight engines are cool. It's just they're like for more than I think 6 cylinders, they're not that practical, and they're not they're not with like the money to put research in to make them more practical.
Space wise, they're just not practical. No,
Yeah,
like i6 compared to V6 is this space wise is not
One-
comparable.
Yeah.
exactly.
I
Just
think-
like
Well, it just
Porsche's figured
sounds
out a really good
majestic.
Porsche just found a really good way of doing it, like putting the engine like perfectly behind the rear wheels and bouncing off the rest of the weight, and then putting like the driver in front of that, and then like a bunch of the like sort of techie bits like right around there. So then it balances off the weight, gives it a perfect 50-50 weight distribution, and then they move on with their day.
But yeah, you're making everything compact. It's just awkward. That's fitting an I engine into there, but that's about it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, let's change the subject because we've been talking about Porsches for the long time. I believe
Yeah.
it should be Anthony's turn.
I haven't gone yet because
Oh,
it was
sorry.
you did Porsche. I'm trying to remember. I had a really really good topic, but I completely forgot it. You guys are gonna have to give me a second. I'll let you guys like start. Let me. What was it? It's gonna drive me up a wall. I had an amazing topic.
That's tragic.
It is.
I'm trying to think of
Uh,
a good one as well. Cooper, do you got any good ones at all? Any good hot takes?
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Looks like we're crap out of luck. All right. Should I? While we're trying to think of other topics, Ben, should I kind of do the grand like big question? Because it's my turn and everything. Because it's for the whole group.
It's your
Because this
turn.
is the one that I don't even know how to answer myself.
Wait,
All right.
grand. Okay, what is
I
this
just-
talk?
I wouldn't mean like grand question, but I mean it's like a really really hard one to answer.
Well, all right.
Well, I mean for some people, we already talked about this earlier, so you guys are gonna know you guys already know what I'm gonna say. But sedan, hatchback versus wagon.
Wagon.
I just mean like it's not really about what you prefer, but like sort of why, because like it's kind of that like because like hot hatches like they're like more of like a sports car but space, and then the wagon is that but with more space and a little bit more practical. So like I personally would take a wagon and stuff, but I think for
I don't
I
know, bro.
think
I have 2 hot hatches, so I can't really like. I love both wagons, and I have two hot hatches, so I can't really
mean,
say anything. So.
yeah,
Yeah.
easy. It's just like
Wagon.
just look at any classic car,
Oh.
just like station
I-
wagon.
I thought you preferred sedans. That's not what I was
Sedan.
expecting.
Dude,
I
Wait,
thought
did you say sedan?
wagons
said
are
sedan.
sedans, but just bigger.
Sedans. I mean, I say they're both kind of equal, but like it
I just mean in
depends.
terms
It
of like
really-
looks. Like, don't take into account practicality, but like take like an RS4 like Avant versus like a basic RS4 or like or just like a hatchback version of a car and like
That's
a
just-
regular Ford Focus or a Ford Focus like a Ford Focus hatch.
Well,
Dude, the Ford
okay, if it's a
Focus, like,
hatchback versus a station wagon, then it's a station wagon I'm taking. But a sedan versus station wagon, I'm taking a sedan. Kind of just
Okay,
looks.
gotcha.
really?
Fair enough.
Dude, I gotta go with wagon, bro. Wagon, you got. I mean,
I do love them, but like
Yeah.
sometimes, but I mean, I love the big look too. It's just that, yeah.
Okay, for me it's situational. Like me in my current situation, I think now that I'm not doing too much, like I'm just doing like basic city driving. I would do a hatchback because it gives me better gas mileage. It's easier to drive around. It's a little bit smaller and stuff. But I think like if I wanted to get married and have like a cool car, like if I get a girlfriend and stuff, then I'd get a wagon.
I just
'Cause
think
then
the
like I
wagon,
could do like I could get a lot more stuff. Like the wagon is a perfect grocery getter, whereas like the hatch is like a
And-
good for the rest
and
of your life.
plus, we don't get the
Just like all of us
wagons.
here.
We don't get wagons in America. So
No, which is like the most depressing thing.
I think that's the reason I'm going in all on wagon is because we don't see them much here. We got the Audi RS6.
We don't get hatches either.
Yeah, we
Like,
don't get.
I do love old station wagons. Don't get me wrong, but like
Yeah.
if I'm getting an old car, I prefer sedan. Just personally,
Okay, yeah. For an older car, I feel like there's a station wagons. I won't lie.
There's a lot of good
Yeah, I
ones
feel like-
too. I'm not gonna like.
There's a lot of good ones, but I feel like we're talking about the Impala station wagon, like the
That was mid. They only made it
yeah.
for like 1 year. They only made it for like 1 year too. So
Yeah,
whatever.
I mean, I'd love to see one. That would be such a cool car to see, just to like experience and like have it parked right next to a sedan. But
Well, I mean, I don't got too much to add to be honest, but like,
I think.
yeah,
I just think wagons just take it for me because it's
yeah,
it's just the fact. Yeah, we don't get hatchbacks here, but just wagons with the style
or wagons in general.
and I mean,
what
It's
do you
all-
mean we don't get hatchbacks? Like all SUVs are hatchbacks. Like
No, I mean, I know, but we're talking about like basic, like small hatchbacks, like the Ford Focus RS and cars like that.
yeah. I think they
Like
kind of.
just smaller.
I prefer
because,
the
like,
sedan look to be honest. I don't know. The big back is kind of just like tall back. I don't know. It's not for me.
yeah, some
That's fair
cars, some cars and car companies don't do it as well. But like,
I just
Alright,
would. I just.
like the,
Here's the
the
question:
Germans.
RS7 or RS6?
Ours.
RS6, easy.
There you go.
And a discussion.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
think
gonna say,
I
yeah, that's
take it
just
from
it's
you.
generally easy for me. Like I love the RS3. Like I don't know if you guys seen it. It's I think it only sells in Europe, or they only sell it in Europe. But the RS3 hatch looks so cool. It's like the regular little turbo 5 pot, which sounds like a baby R8. And they made like they made like a full on they made like a faster RS performance version, which does 0 to 60 in like 3.5 seconds and does 180 miles an hour in a hatchback in a little tiny. Dude, like I mean, I think it's still a 4-door, but it's like a hatchback,
These
Like,
things are super
yeah.
cool.
and it's just like I feel like
love
it's like the wagon.
Man,
like,
I'm
sta-
kind of
wagons,
questioning. I'm kind of crushing my decision now after saying this.
wagons like compared to like wagons are literally just a better wagons, aka estates. If you're living in a different part of the world, if you're living in like the
Yeah.
UK, they call them estates. But
Yeah.
wagons are literally just like a better mom car. They're just a better SUV.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think if a hatchback is just a weird in between a sedan and a wagon. Okay, it's just
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
I could agree with that.
Like
It's trying to be a
if you
wagon.
want
It is
if you
true.
want if you want like a tall rear, like whatever, I'd just get a wagon at that point
Well,
because you get
it's
extra
sort of
space.
Yeah,
the hatchback
like
is sort
that.
of like it's supposed to be like a small sort of chuckable wagon. Like that's what the hatchback is supposed to be. So like if you see like the
Yeah.
first generation Golfs, like those are hatchbacks. Like they have more space, but they're so tiny. They weigh nothing, but they still have like 100 horsepower, which
Yeah.
for like a time where the average car had like 80 horsepower.
I'm
It's
pretty sure it still did have 80 horsepower, if I'm being honest.
no, I'm talking about like the Polo G40 and stuff, or not the
Oh.
Polo, the Golf G, the Golf G40, which is probably my dream hatchback right now, which had more like 200 horsepower because that was like a 1980s. But they're so cool.
Yeah, the Golf's pretty cool, but like, yeah.
They just they just need to return.
I'm just not a big golf fan. Voltaire.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna be honest. I'm the same way. I'm
I
not a
love the
big
new
fan
one.
of golf. They don't interest me.
Don't get
For
me
me,
wrong.
it's the
Hold
oh
on.
my gosh. For me, it's the exact opposite.
Don't get me wrong. The Golf R's, like the new ones, are awesome. Those are cool. Any
They're
other Golfs-
pretty cool, but I'm gonna be honest. They just look like common traffic. There's
that's-
nothing like too special about them.
Yeah.
Cooper, we're talking
Especially-
about hatchbacks. Of course,
Look wise, yeah.
Cooper. Of course, it's not going to look like a supercar because but these are all common traffic. A sedan and wagon is common traffic. So yeah, no kidding that. What's it called?
Okay, stop
hatchback is-
crashing out. Mac.
they're
Stop
all-
crashing out.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
just
I'm
an
sorry, but,
opinion.
no,
It's
I'm
just
just
an
no, it's just
opinion.
funny. Yeah, no, I'm saying like no crap that like they look kind of like boring. That's because these are like if you're compared to the Porsches that were like compared to like the supercars and stuff that we were just
Hold on,
talking
it's
about,
his
they are
opinion.
boring.
Like
Yeah,
station wagon's
No, I'm
less
just-
boring.
I have two minis. Both of them look way better than a Golf. So
I disagree, but
Cool.
That's such a take. That's
That
such a
is-
take.
that is okay.
Ooh.
There's our next hot take. Mini hatchback or a Golf hatchback.
That is bold.
I have to go
That-
Golf. Like,
No
no,
offense
not that.
to your mini. No offense, but
I'm going Golf every day of the week. I'm sorry, Cooper. I know you love Mini Coopers, but I freaking like. I already like the Golf, but compared to the Mini Cooper, your Mini stands no chance. I'm sorry. I know you like minis and stuff, but that stands no chance for me.
whatever.
It's an opinion,
Wow,
but
that's
just
nice. Wow. I was
like yeah,
I
I'm
know.
sorry. I still love the
What?
Golf.
Good for you. I like my car.
That's actually
enough.
that would be a little bit more of a crash out. That was actually really respectful. Wow, I'm actually really happy that happened. Wow.
Yeah. I like how the whole mood changed though. You guys were like, I don't like the Golf that much. I'm like, oh yeah, actually I really like the Golf now.
I'm just
Because
not
like
a
as
big
soon
fan.
as the mini as soon as the mini got as soon
Go fuck
as soon
yourself.
as the mini got brought up, as soon as the mini got brought up,
I'm not a mini fan. Not whatsoever.
neither am I. And I never have been. But it just is funny because like how you guys meet as soon as like the mini got brought up versus Golf, you guys were like, actually I like the Golf now.
Like
I'm-
over a mini.
I'm
Sure.
sorry, Cooper. I'm just
Yeah.
not the biggest fan with mini either. But
I
y'all.
guess if I were to catch back,
deep, so
yeah, I'd get a Golf.
Yeah.
I
Or
just
like I mean like
I just think golfs are just kind of just.
They're-
The Golf R looks awesome. Golf R, in my opinion, is two different. Like the Golf R and the normal Golf are completely different. Like this new generation one, to compare to the other ones, are completely different. The other generation of the Golfs are just kind of just, eh.
I just think the reason why I like him is just because like everything looks so boring in the 80s that looks better to me than a lot of the other options for cars that they had in the 80s. Like I'm not talking about sports cars. I'm talking about cars that you'd pay like $10,000 for brand new, or just like cars that you would pay nothing for. I'm talking about basic economy cars. That's why I like the Golf. Like I would take the Golf
Oldsmobile.
over
Oldsmobile.
any.
Sedan.
Oh, bro, the only thing that existed at that point was like the only thing that one that existed was like the Toronado, which was terrible,
Yeah.
and it was the first front wheel drive
Yeah,
car.
Exactly.
Or, like,
I'd
one
still
of
take
them.
it over that. I'd still take it over the Golf.
The Toronado is cool, but it's like one of the most unreliable things ever.
I am aware. I would take it over the Golf.
The Toronado is
And
still a cool car, but it's just like it is.
I've ridden in Golf R's and they're boring as hell.
Oh.
Not gonna lie.
The new ones.
Yes.
I mean, I never really.
They're
The new one isn't even out yet.
New one.
This one.
just
The
like
newest, you guys said
newest-
new.
or the newer Golf R's, like I don't know, like the 2022 one. That year.
Fair enough.
Close. It feels snappy.
Absolutely.
It feels like it feels snappy.
Responsive.
You can just
Well,
tuck it
Cooper,
into a corner and it will go. But the
Cooper,
Golf is just not as it's just no it's
Well,
just-
Cooper, you haven't driven a Golf R, so it's going to be completely different because it's a car that you've driven
I-
versus a car that you've been driven around in. So
I
it's going to be
know.
completely different.
Bro, I've been driven around in both, so I know the way it goes. It's not as fun. Even he was going for it too. It's not fun.
What engine
Oh.
does these go?
Yeah, that's just an opinion, but I still. Yeah, no, that's fair. I just mean like it's
Yeah,
still an opinion.
I mean
but,
the Golf
I
R
just- it's not taking away from
2-liter 4-cylinder engine, producing 328 horsepower. Holy, wait, now,
that's actually pretty good.
Pretty
328.
good.
but I just think the other Golfs are just
They're not okay. I know I agree they're boring, but I still think they're like just because something is boring, like you compare it to the other cars of that generation, and there's not that much not much actually came out of like
And
the
I-
2008, like 80s to 2000s was a boring era.
my
Like
Yeah,
70s
yeah.
is where it was at.
my
70s and before was where it was at. Like 80s to 80s to like mid 2000s was like the sort of dead age in terms of like cars. Like they had amazing supercars and stuff that came out.
No. Oh, yeah.
They had amazing supercars that came out, like the F40 and stuff, and like the CGT,
I like
just to
I-
name
Yeah,
like
what?
a
I
few.
like the
But-
one
the-
on the stream.
I just am
The
talking
90s
about. Road traffic.
Road traffic, it did. Yeah, it kind of sucked. I'm not gonna lie.
Hold on,
Yeah.
hold on. I like the 70s one looks good. I like that one because of the
Let
70s.
me see.
MD's what?
The Golf.
Oh, golf.
Pop it up on screen for you.
But like, there are so many. Not even.
I just think
I know. I think that the
I just think the Golfs are just, I'm sorry to say, they're kind of just like these ones, like look at these ones up top, like they're just getting recommended. So they're just kind of like just
I see the Golf.
so hold on. Generation Golfs. I don't want to say it, but I want to say it. They're kind of
Yeah,
well,
they
no,
they look like
They
traffic.
are traffic cars. They
As
are
I
traffic
said,
cars.
okay.
I wasn't saying. Well, yeah, the Mini's a traffic car as well. But they're all traffic cars. Like it's
Like,
just.
The
Yeah.
white with the
True.
white rims. No. Like okay. So once we got like the 90s look good, like I think anything. Hold on, I should shut up wrong. I think once it hits the 2000s, it's just mid.
Yeah, well,
90s,
I'm sorry, but
80s,
there wasn't a good looking car in the 2000s, or there was hardly any. Like some of the supercars were cool, but there was like no good looking cars in the 2000s. So
Yes.
that's not like there's not much.
There was.
Are all kind of boring.
The 2000s like traffic cars, they were literally all the same. Like the Toyota Camry looked the exact same as the freaking like Honda Civic at the time. Like there was no difference in those, which I that's why I absolutely hated the 2000s in terms of cars.
I can name like 5 off the top of my head.
And what cars are those?
Let's hear 'em.
E35, A4B5,
D35, that's what is that? Which is the second car they said?
Audi A4B5.
Oh,
Mm,
A4B.
well, yeah, it's like a sportier car, but I'm talking about road
GT.
traffic.
Yeah.
G35 is also like
A4 is road traffic.
what?
That is just a traffic car. The A4, not the S4.
it's road traffic in California, not in the rest of the U.S. I'm talking about general road traffic.
Okay,
like
this
the
wagon,
basic cars
this
that you
wagon
see,
A4 looks
basic
cool.
economy cars.
This wagon
Huh.
A4 wagon looks
Yeah.
cool from the 2000. Looks actually really cool.
Well, 90s were definitely the start of the decline for majority of traffic cars.
Yeah.
I agree. Oh yeah, that
Honestly-
A4 is so
Honestly,
cool.
these look so super. I honestly really like these how they look.
No, the B like the B5 Avant is like one of the
These
coolest
are
cars
the
ever
one of the
created.
cars I was.
I just am saying like
One of the cars I was looking at for my next car too. One of these.
the 2000s had some high highs and some low lows.
Yeah.
Like they made some
Okay.
cool sports cars and stuff, but like the general like base car, like the new Corollas look fine. Like I love the new like Corolla hatches and stuff, and the Corolla, the GR and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Alrighty. Should we move on? Another
Sure.
topic.
yeah.
So, Max brought that topic up, so it's Anthony or Cooper's turn.
It's Anthony's.
Anthony,
Actually, I don't have anything again.
I know you can just ask a question if you want, or a debate, or like a
top 5 favorite
what's it
cars,
called?
top 5 dream cars, like something like that. You know?
Yeah, or you could do something
Ah.
like that, but it would have to be in categories because I'm sorry, that's impossible.
I know.
No,
Let's see.
that's what we make it fun. That you
know us well. You know us well enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be on too much longer. So I was gonna say if it's don't do like top 5 overall dream cars because I'm gonna we'll be in this call till 2027.
Hold on. Does anyone have a?
Oh, I have to go for a sec.
Does anyone have a
Okay.
good, like hot, debate, like hot take right now, like a good one?
I did, but I can't remember.
Cooper, do you got a good one in you back off the top of your head?
Trying to think.
Like anything that's like it's good or worth like a good argument, like how we did with the Porsche one.
No. I don't know. If
Fair
I'm
enough.
being honest, I don't have enough energy to do another argument. I'm like,
Really? How? I mean, my voice is gone.
No.
Okay. Anyway, then I guess top 5 cars, from the 50s to the 70s.
Ooh. Okay, well, I already know it wouldn't be top. We're just going off general top 5, and I'm going to go with what was my favorite car
ow.
up until.
Okay, not top 5, just 3 or something. Not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna. This is gonna be out of order, but this is automatically gonna be there because it was my dream car for probably about like a good 5 to 6 years of my life. Shelby Cobra 427.
Okay,
Easy.
that's kind of fair.
Easy.
I don't know.
Shelby 427, Shelby Cobra, 4-speed manual, blue and white stripes or red and white stripes. Don't really care either way. No top.
Is there a chance you could push
$2
it?
million.
Never mind. I already did it. Never mind.
What?
Never mind.
Honestly, top cars like the 1970s Monte Carlos. Let's see, 1971 El Camino, 1959 Impala. Let's see. Coupe de Ville is actually really cool. I love that too.
Yeah.
Just thinking. I like a lot of the boatish cars. Yeah, Cooper.
Mira 037.
Okay.
What'd you say?
Not 037. Mira Stratos.
Oh, I forgot about
Yeah.
Lancia. I didn't even think of Lancia. I just was thinking about American cars.
One more.
I've got to put. It would be either Delta Integrale, 037. I mean, we're just kind of going through Lancias, but I don't know what I would take. Stratos or
Stuka GTRs.
All right, I got mine.
what?
Thanks.
They don't even have. They had like the 2000 GTR or whatever in the the 70s, but they didn't have They didn't have a Skyline back then.
You guys are ignoring one big car, ET40.
No,
that's true.
That's
facts.
But the thing is, they didn't really have any road going.
They're called the Hakosukas.
all right. Here.
What?
Hold on.
The old GTRs are called the Hakosukas.
Oh,
I got
Wait,
mine.
gotcha.
Hold on. I got.
I just don't care. I just don't care for like those kinds of cars that much in the first place. To be fair, so I don't really know much about them.
I hold on. All right.
I think they're cool, but I just haven't put time in to research them yet.
My top 3. I love this car for like the longest of time. I've multiple times. The C2 Corvette split window.
okay, that's good. That's
That's
fair.
valid. It's still the coolest Corvette ever. It's still the best looking Corvette ever made.
That's my next hot.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Second,
I'm looking forward to that. I already know it's gonna be then.
second car. 1967 Ford Mustang GT500.
Like you guys are just bickering and fighting now. I'm not doing a debate anymore.
I mean, that's pretty much accurate. How's it going? How's it going, Mr. Adkins?
Needs help moving these boxes because I'm running out of here.
And then my
Fair enough.
third was a also 1968 Dodge Charger RT.
Man,
Yeah.
I want to do. I think I have to. Okay, I either go. That's so hard. Okay, I have to take
All
the
those
Shelby
cars are
Cobra,
good.
and then I have to take this Lancia Stratos, or I think I'd go 037. Either I go. I think I have to take the GT500 because the GT500 I told myself was always the dream muscle car. I don't know if I would take. I don't know if it's either that or the 69 Charger. I don't know which one I would take.
I mean, look
That's
at this
actually
lineup that I
impossible for
got.
me.
The C2,
The
the 500, and
Brother.
the Dodge Charger RT.
The 69 Charger RT, it doesn't have to be the Dukes of Hazzard, but it literally just is like it literally just has to be orange with black top. That is the with the GT500 the two coolest muscle cars ever.
Yeah.
And then if you
Yeah.
include the Corvette, just the three coolest muscle cars ever built.
I mean, literally, look at this. C2 Corvette from the 60s, GT500, 60s Charger. I mean, I build a pretty damn good lineup.
60s was a great year. Yeah.
It was, man. The muscle cars that they produced, like I would take those, like resto mod those, with like put some like then I would like modify them a little bit, just some like whatever resto mods and stuff. Just like do a resto mod to those.
Red, bro.
It's
Look
literally
at
the
that.
coolest cars ever created.
I mean,
It is genuinely the nicest thing ever.
I gotta do the split window. I don't think I did the split window.
Like- You said split window.
Yeah, I did.
You
I just
said
switched
split.
it up. There we go.
Yeah.
It's just a window that's split, but like it looks kind of cool though.
Yeah, it's a little bit, the split window is a little bit more impractical, which kind of sucks, but the split window is more rare, so
I mean,
Yeah.
I can see why it was wanted less, because like I'm gonna be honest,
come on.
it just was like, yeah, it's less visibility, but I don't know which one looks better to me.
Oh, come on.
I think it looks pretty good.
Let me look. I don't know which one I would take, split window or regular.
I think the split window just because it's more rare and just because the value is there.
Yeah, exactly. So if you wanted to sell it later on,
Oh my gosh, this white with the red interior, split window. Oh my!
why with red interior? I'm not a big fan of red interiors, but I'm curious.
Look at this on stream.
Oh,
Oh, okay, I see that. That's kind of heat.
Ooh, bro. Okay, that with like a blue silver. Like we've seen the blue silvers on there. That like in the blue silver or the GT silver. Ooh,
Literally, give it a kiss. Like,
bro. And okay, I'm sorry. The only reason I'm gonna be honest, I couldn't do white though, literally just because there were so many cool colors at the time for options for those cars.
mhm.
Do you remember how colorful the pictures of the roads back then? They were so colorful.
Mhm.
So like I would
Mhm.
have so much trouble. What's it called? Not doing like the roads were like a literal. They're like a literal painting.
That's
Like
fair.
all the colors.
Just the
I'm
red
sorry. I
interior
kind of have.
looks so
I have to.
good.
I have to. I
You have to
gravitate
pull out a
away
color
from
for-
white. Exactly.
for
I have to
the era.
gravitate white,
Okay,
black,
cool.
or gray.
For me, I'm gravitating towards actually dark green. Personally.
Hold on.
Bro,
Take. For exterior color, for old cars, you should see it. I saw in a 1970s Monte Carlo, and that changed my life forever. Because it was
Bro, you're about to you have my number right now. Let me see here.
Look on the screen.
Dark.
Look on.
The chrome in the side pipe.
I mean, come on. Yeah, there's none other ones popping up, but dang.
I would go with a lighter color though. I feel like just because of that kind of car. Like I love dark colors, but I think I might have to. I think it'd be hard to not go with a lighter color.
Yeah.
so just specifically for 70s cars, like a tan or brownish color is also kind of.
Dude, put a red interior on that.
Perfect.
Yeah, I agree.
Bro, can we go back to those days? I just want to live then just to see the cars and then like go back through. I just would briefly like go to a highway, like an overpass or something, take a look at the cars going by and be like, and then just kind of fall asleep there and then return. And yeah, that just would be like pure dopamine. Like, can we go back? Can we go back? Can I have been born like whatever 40 years earlier?
I think that's where we should cut off the stream. I mean, that's a pretty good way.
Yeah, it's late.
getting long.
If we're going to that car show tomorrow, then
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, let's discuss that after the stream.
Yeah. All right.
yeah, we'll cut off the stream and then we'll start talking about the show.
I gotta go back and go drop the truck off and pick up the mini to bring it home.
Perfect.
And I can't feel my legs anymore, so yeah.
Alrighty. Well, we're done anyway. So, thanks for joining, Cooper.
I know.
Yep, we'll talk later.
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 You still hear the sound. Thank you guys for joining the stream. Sorry it's a bit different. I mean, I thought it would be a pretty good idea of doing a little change of the stream because, usually just play Minecraft all the time. But look, we changed it up.
That was a fun stream though.
Yeah. It was a great stream. You guys enjoy it. I apologize for the first beginning 2 debates that the audio was not working. So that's a bummer.
Also, my bad about my mic. I know it's trash.
Yeah.
It wasn't that bad though. Like we could still hear you, so that didn't
Have
really
a fun
matter.
time. At least you got a whole ton of clips to make. All right.
Oh my gosh. I mean, we have a ton of insane clips to pull up to each other. It would be like 30
Yeah.
years from now, and you remember when you said this?
So we're gonna be
bro.
like, yeah, bro. It's gonna be like 50 years later. We're gonna be like an old people's home, like with
No,
dementia and stuff.
It's going to be next week at school.
It's gonna be next week at school. That's valid.
Bro,
That's valid.
I
That's valid.
wish we could have gone. I wish we could have gotten more people onto this call though.
I know.
They
We
just
need,
sort of like.
I think we need
We think
any more people
maybe
because
this
then it
time.
would.
Yeah, this time we
True.
meet in person. Like at a.
Because talking over each other on a voice call is kind of annoying. It's kind of
Yeah, because then
yeah,
it
I do agree. We
takes-
just would have to have like set orders.
We'll do it like at somebody's. We'll do it again at somebody's house, but we actually make it like a good game show or something interesting, like with a ton of people.
You know, it'd even be funny. We do it like at the back of the Suburban because there's so much
Oh,
space
wow.
back there.
Bruh.
It just would
That
be
should
weird. It'd be funny.
kind of be heat though.
That would
Kind of be
in
funny.
the back of a car as like my dad's taking us to a car show.
That'd be down. We can do that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So there's one thing
I was gonna say.
you for watching, and I hope you agreed and disagree with our topics and our statements that we said. Thank you for
Yeah.
watching.
Hopefully we made you mad.
Yeah. Hopefully that was our goal. Sorry if I
Yeah.
haven't been posting. Finals are up, so I've been slow on posting on YouTube Shorts, so that's my bad. I mean, Loki, I just want to thank you. Thanks, Max, for joining as usual. Thank you, Anthony, for joining for the
Anytime.
second time, and then Cooper, thank you for joining in, even though you're kind of there, kind of not. It's hard with the mic, but
Yeah.
we'll do it a better time.
Always a pleasure. Thank you guys for watching. And I'll make one last address. Thank
Anything-
you for people watching the stream and stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah, clip channel in the future, and thank you and for the people who are watching the VOD back. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks for Cooper and Anthony. Anything you want to say?
No.
All right.
Thanks
That's
for
all you
having me.
need. Take it away if you
Just like-
will.
just
All
thanks
right.
for having me. That's
Oh yeah.
kind of it.
Sure. Loki will.
Thanks,
Yeah,
thanks for
also
having us.
Yeah.
Yeah. It just would be fun. Like we'll get it more. We'll have it a lot more organized. Where we'll have like the topics figured out a lot more in advance. Because this was very. We just okay. I'm going to be honest. For people who are still watching, we literally just talked about this at the lunch table during.
I literally brought it up
Lunch,
after
at
watching
school.
one video
Yeah,
on
and
Instagram.
we're like, oh, why don't we do this? And then so we just immediately set a time. Had like we literally only had one topic in that set up, and that was like going to be hot takes that we like agree with because that's like kind of a basic, easy one. So like the rest we literally just came up with kind of as we were going. This is all kind of No, I mean, yeah, no bullcrap. It's not supposed to be, but it's not really scripted or anything. So like, we didn't really know what we were gonna do or say or anything. So yep,
Anyway,
that's
And
all.
I hope you like unscripted content because I certainly like doing unscripted content.
I think it's fun. That's
Yeah.
why we do streams. You know,
Me too.
you just say whatever's on your head, and whatever you say it will forever be recorded, and you could either A, be okay, or go to prison for whatever you said. So
Ben, it's like
love that.
the thing.
that
It's like
feeling.
the thing last stream. Like,
Oh no, not the last stream.
no, I'm just gonna say it's like this guy's hot. Wait, no, I can't say that.